Good morning, entrepreneurs and builders. Welcome to the Breaking Business Podcast, where we don't just talk marketing and entrepreneurship, we dissect it, we challenge it, we extract those golden nuggets that you can actually use every single day. Business is in your blood, and I'm here to make it boil. I'm your host, Dr. Wood. Now let's break it down and build something great. I've been thinking about influencer marketing lately, and I'm just curious on what the future of influencer marketing is now that AI has become such an abundant use in our life. And I wanted to discuss a little bit about that. So, on one hand, AI has done some wonderful things for marketing, right? It has allowed for automation to the nth degree, and it has also allowed creatives to be able to utilize their personality and mold a profile of that within AI to then create new things based on their own content, right? Content being artists, we have people who are telling AI, hey, take this collection of art, create something new based on this style, based on this color scheme. We have people who are taking AI and using an AI profile to replicate their own personalities into creating YouTube videos. Or I had this person I knew a couple days ago who was using an AI model to recreate his own personality, and then he stuffed it into a puppet and stuck that puppet in front of a Zoom meeting call with investors. And whenever an investor asked, so insert name here, how do you feel about this, and this, he would have the puppet respond, and the puppet's mouth moved, and the whole idea of it was a joke, and it was funny, but it showed the complexity and new things that are being created with AI as a way to market different things. And I think the future of influencer marketing, right? I think it's going to be a combination of things based on what each generation is used to, right? So older generations are easily fooled, but also value certain things that I don't think AI can fully integrate right now, in terms of the nuanced complexity for facial expressions, or there's the soul that is shown when you enter a conversation with somebody and you have a eye-to-eye conversation. You can kind of feel the passion, feel the soul that comes with that I don't think AI is close enough to replicate in influencer marketing. But on the flip side of that, you have a generation, Gen Z and millennials, for example, have gotten so used to AI marketing and AI influencers that it kind of makes no difference. The content itself becomes the focal point, not who is actually talking about it. And we see this with podcasts, for example, where you have somebody who's just a disembodied voice that's speaking into the ether that people are listening to, and they're hanging on every word because of certain things, or it resonates with that audience in such a way. But there are also downsides that people don't like, the inauthenticity of it or the lack of humanity behind it, that it turns people off. Some groups of individuals would rather the stumbling in the voice, or the cracking, or the authenticity of the person looking not directly at the camera but off in the distance. And so I think there's eventually going to be a healthy mix due to the market that is going to be, I wouldn't even say 50-50. It's probably going to be an abundance of AI, simply because the ease of access to create those AI personas and the AI influencers. But I think that is going to represent a large volume but low quality, where there's so much of it that not enough subscribers or not enough people actually believe those things. But then you're going to have the people who swap back over to the authenticity, and those are the influencers that are going to create the quality of audience and the people who are going to create believability for the consumer itself. I think an apt comparison of this could be the introduction of email as a communication medium. So phones came before email, and everybody would talk the landline, and that was the primary mode of communication. But as soon as email was introduced, you saw an exponential increase in communication in email, where it was like, I don't want to talk to you on the phone, email. And then that rise, eventually we swap over to text, and now less email. I think the ebb and flow of that is going to resonate and kind of show the parallel on how I believe this AI influencer situation is going to be, where it's a rise of the new thing, but then over time we start to pull back to the old thing because the old thing is more comfortable. It's kind of dumbed down in the sense of, it's a good way to think of it too is emails. There was a rise of email scams to such a degree because of the ease of access that now people are kind of pulling back from email and going back to the phone, to texting and to calling itself, and refusing to look at email because they've been inundated with spam or inundated with 15 emails getting hit at once, and you have to go through, and all the subscriber lists that you end up on, you have just after email, and nobody wants to pay attention to those things anymore. So they've reverted to the, if it's important, you will call me. If it is important, you will text me. You will figure out a way to directly contact me in such a way that I don't ever have to really look at my email unless I want to. I think that's where we're leaning towards eventually. I think it's going to split again into multiple different parties caring about and resonating with the different things. Tribalism essentially with AI influencer marketing. And I think that's all I got to say on the AI influencer marketing. Do I recommend doing it for your business? No, absolutely not. I think that once you go down that rabbit hole of replacing things with so much AI, I think you will maximize margins, but your audience will kind of plateau. Your business will plateau. This is strictly for certain types of businesses. There is fast food as an example of utilizing AI to help improve, and that could be with supply chain, that could be with really anything. But I'm talking about specifically AI in relation to influencer marketing for your business. I think once you go down the route of AI influencer marketing, you can't steer away from it, because you've basically lost the plot of, everybody knows that once they see this in relation to your business, it is inauthentic, inorganic. I don't trust what you are selling. And I think, like I said, going down that rabbit hole is just not going to be the best idea for your business. And that's all I got to say about that. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, share. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please comment below and challenge my ideas. Let's talk about it. Let's see if there's a way to improve both of our knowledge at the same time. Thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.